Yo, what's going on? It's Deej. Deej Sports back at it, part 2 of this video. Didn't want that video to be like 40 minutes long for y'all, so I'm gonna, instead we're gonna make this a part 2 where I talk about the East, because again, breaking down also what's happened in these last matches. So now we're talking about the Eastern Conference. So I predicted Hawks to actually advance in the first round, or in their play-in game to play the Cavs, but actually Miami and the Chicago Bulls, or Miami beat the Chicago Bulls, right? I predicted that right. But then we played Miami and we nearly made a comeback, but the Heat, they caught fire. Tyler Hero went crazy. I had a 30-point game. He played very well. Davion Mitchell, who they recently acquired in the Jimmy Butler trade, in that multi-team trade. He absolutely played out of his mind. He had some huge threes, played some incredible defense. I predicted, the Magic to beat us, and they beat us by like 20 plus points. So we missed the playoffs, not surprising. And we fired our general manager. So hopefully, I know we just interviewed the Nuggets general manager. Any general manager who has some experience and knows what they're doing and can actually build around Trae Young, I'm down for it at this point. I'm tired of us being mid. We're so mid. That's what the Hawks are. But anyway, let's get back to the first round matchup. So Miami, Cleveland, they took care of business versus the Miami Heat. They swept them in 4 games. Nothing shocking there. So I predicted us, and I predicted us, even if to get swept, maybe get a game. That didn't happen, so I guess I kind of got that one wrong there. But whoever the matchup was, I predicted the Cavs to take care of them. Easy business. The Cavs just lost to the Pacers in game 1, which leads me to a prediction actually. So let's talk about this matchup too. Let's just go ahead and talk about it. So the Cavs and Pacers, what a game that was. Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers. Miles Turner had a great game. Ben Mathurin. And playoff Andrew Nembhard is one of the best role players in the playoffs of all time. Or just dude is just special. When this dude, and I think I watched the interview with Tyrese Halliburton on TNT, and he talked about it. Andrew Nembhard, his lock-in level was crazy. And I'm quoting Tyrese Halliburton on this. This dude, when he gets into the playoffs, is a different animal. Andrew Nembhard, he had 23 points in this game and just played phenomenal defense, played some really good defense. And I think it was 120 to 111 was the final score. The Cavs caught fire in the third quarter and even took the lead after being down by like 10 at one point. But the Pacers, they pulled through and got the W by 9, which leads me to believe an upset. And again, we can't just take the favorites all the time. We have to be a little interesting. So I'm taking an upset. And I'm taking another 7-game series because, again, I think seeing these two teams go at each other in their first game, I'm like, and again, you don't just want to go off game 1. Oh, the Pacers won. The Cavs are done. They're not win. No, literally, I really too, and what's gonna lead me to this point here, I really underrated how good the Pacers are. The Pacers are a really good basketball team. They're well coached by Rick Carlisle. And not to mention, again, I think too, I overvalue just Giannis, and Giannis was phenomenal in the playoffs. But again, even Giannis, as great as he is, as great as a player can be for your team and can take you certain places, he needs a supporting cast around him to do their job. And unfortunately, with Dame coming back from his blood clot, but then, man, he unfortunately gets injured again, tears his Achilles. Prayers for him that he fully recovers and can come back soon. But after Dame got hurt, it was over. And then even too, the Bucks nearly won. They nearly forced a game 6, but then some terrible turnovers by Gary Trent Jr. Later in that game, and then that's going to be another conversation too about what Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to do. And then that also too, in that whole fiasco too with Tyrese Halliburton's pops, it was ridiculous, and he's banned for games for the foreseeable future. I 100% am down for it because, again, you don't go to a man after he's lost the game. He doesn't go talk trash or starts anything. Giannis is not that type of person, and for you to just go up to this guy and just flash a picture of your son in his face and cuss him out. Giannis looked like too. Giannis is not that type of person, but his pops, if that was not Giannis, and if it was a guy like Draymond Green, for instance, right, or Dylan Brooks, like those more fiery guys, like, hey, or even he would have got his ass whooped, just straight up. And excuse my language, but that would have happened, right? He would have got his ass whooped, because you don't go disrespect a grown ass man like that. I'm sorry, you don't do that. But again, also the Pacers as a roster, their roster is deep. They've got a deep roster. They play like 10 out. They've got TJ O'Connell. They got Pascal Siakam. They got Ben Mathurin, Obi Toppin, multiple guys who just average 10 plus, and then Tyrese Halliburton too. People, this whole overrated conversation. I told my boy when we were comparing him and Tyrese Maxey, I said Tyrese Maxey was a better player, but I didn't mean that too in the way of like Tyrese Halliburton being overrated. Like, I don't know where this overrated thing came from with Tyrese Halliburton. Like, this guy is averaging 18, 9, and 9 in the playoffs. Dude is really a good player. 18 and 9 or 18 and 10. But again, I just think too, when we look at it, the Pacers have the depth, and you're seeing the importance of having depth. The depth that the Pacers have matches up well in the athleticism. They're fast in their fast-paced offense. I didn't even see this too. I saw it today. The Pacers play this elite fast-paced offense in transition where they're just able to play fast. They go. It's just straight go. And they were killing the Cavaliers at one point with that offense. And I think that's what's going to be the deciding factor is, and why I see an upset is because I don't think the Cavs will be able. I know they have Donovan Mitchell, and that's why I see this going 7, because Donovan Mitchell, he's going to have those games. Donovan Mitchell continues to be huge. But again, I think with the combination of Tyrese Halliburton and you've got those other key role players, Pascal Siakam with his championship experience as well, that will, to me, why I got the Pacers in an upset versus the number 1 seed in the Pacers. What a series this was. I was talking to my boy John and Saya about this, man. What a series this was. And again, just shout out to the Detroit Pistons for how well they played. Again, Cade Cunningham is their lone go-to guy, but seeing Tobias Harris played very well in my opinion. Tim Hardaway Jr. hit some really key shots and helped them win some games. Malik Beasley, we'll see if they re-sign him. If I'm teams like the Rockets in Detroit, I want to get better. I don't want to bring back the same team and run it. No, it's time now that you don't want to be bad or mediocre again. Go get superstars. Go get a guy that you can bring in to help your team be better. Get that true number 2 option beside Cade Cunningham, or see if Jaden Ivey can come back and contribute to this team, but also bring in another guy. Like, I would take a risk. If I'm the Pistons, and I'm just throwing out an idea, y'all. If Zion Williamson becomes available, go get Zion. Bring him in here. Bring Zion. Right, you've got the assets, and you've got maybe some role players who really didn't play a lot. You can trade them. I'd take a gamble on Zion Williamson to see if maybe it'll work out. Again, that's just a major if, because knowing Zion Williamson he's so talented. Dude can be one of the best players in the NBA if he'd lock in and stay healthy, but that's just his problem. But again, there's other guys out there that you can go get as well. Just continue to bring in guys. Again, Devin Booker might be available. Go get Devin Booker, right? And then him and Cade in the backcourt. And mind you, Devin Booker is a true 2 guard. Let him play beside him. Man, that'd be a crazy duo. Just saying, just throwing out some options. But how about Jalen Brunson? Proved why he was the most clutch player. That Game 6 shot he hit on Ausar Thompson again that I mentioned in the original video was just brutal. It was crazy. And again, he had some, I think he had like 30. He had averaged 30 in this playoffs, multiple 30-point games. Didn't have a good, I think, game 2, game 3, which led them to lose. There was even a play, too, where Josh Hart, the Pistons should have went 7 games. There should have been a 7-game series because Tim Hardaway Jr. was fouled by Josh Hart, but it wasn't called, right? Missed call, and the Knicks got the win. But I predicted this right pretty much. I think I predicted, the Knicks in 6 to 7, more likely 7, but And it nearly came true with the 7 part, but I did predict the Knicks with their experience would win. And plus, they have Jalen Brunson and Cat. Didn't really have a great game 6, but again, he had some huge performances in like some other games as well. So the Knicks, they got the job done. They're gonna play the Celtics. So now let's talk about that matchup. So the Celtics played the Magic. They took care of them in 5. I'm telling y'all. And then again, another team. If you're the Magic, go get better in the offseason. One thing about the Magic, and I'm gonna just say this about the Magic, Paolo Banchero is that guy. Dude is absolutely that guy. I would like him to be more. I want him to put more effort on the defensive end. I think he can be a bit lazy on defense, but if he lock in on defense, already he's got that dog in him. He's gonna get paid this offseason. You're gonna see him get the bag, that rookie extension. He deserves it. He deserves every penny of it. This dude is their franchise player. Build around him. Him and Franz is your core, and then they need more offensive firepower. But they took care of the Celtics, even with the injuries. They dealt with some injuries. Jason Tatum missed the game. They're also proving to do, and this is why, too, I have them beating the Knicks. I'm going to go the Knicks. I'm taking the Boston Celtics in 5. I just think, again, the Knicks, they struggled mightily playing really good teams in their conference. 0-14 or 0-12, I think it was. They didn't win against a top team in the Eastern Conference like the Celtics, like the Cavs, like playing those top teams. They struggled mightily in those games. And I just think, too, the depth, I think Boston, again, it's just, again, Brunson is great. Cat can be a bit on and off, and that's just been a consistent thing with Karl-Anthony Towns, that he can't really be consistent enough. Josh Hart's going to show up, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges. They've got the guys who can match up, but that's the thing. They don't necessarily have the depth to. Cam Payne is a guy that they can bring off. Deuce McBride was a bit streaky in that he wasn't great. See if maybe he can step up. He'll need to step up in this series if they're going to have a chance. Jalen Brunson, again, is just going to have to play at a high level. But, again, I just see the Celtics. There's just too much. Again, there's just too much depth. There's too much. Anybody on the Celtics can go off. Anybody. Peyton Pritchard can go off for 40. Derek White can go off. He had 2 30-point games in the last series. Drew Holiday, when he's healthy, right? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, of course, and Kristaps Porzingis, even dude taking shots to the head and still can go out there in the post. And it'd be crazy, right? He plays the Knicks, beats him again, returns to New York. Again, it's just so much for the Celtics. They're not going to look the same next year just due to the second apron and their new ownership. But right now, like their chance to defend their title is legit. And I see them winning in 5. And again, I'm sorry, my boy John and Saya, but I think y'all understand, like, deep down, this matchup, maybe it can go 6, maybe. I think it has a chance to go. It's not going 7. The Celtics are winning in 6. I don't see them letting this series go to 7. In my opinion, I think it could be a 5. I think it's a 5-6 game, but I got the Celtics in 5. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Because obviously I keep forgetting to, more teams, they come out who are eliminated. So, but those are those 2 matchups, and then the Magic, and so whoever wins, right? So it could be, so that would mean too, I think, an Eastern Conference Finals rematch versus the Pacers versus the Celtics. So that could be a little rivalry right there. And I know in the West, I had OKC versus the Minnesota Timberwolves in that. So my eventual play, so my finals now, my prediction would be the Celtics to beat the Pacers. The Celtics versus OKC. I think that is the matchup. OKC versus the Celtics in the championship. That's pretty much everything I got, y'all. Again, apologize for the duration of the video. I hope y'all enjoy the analysis and the breakdowns of my ideas. Let me know if you disagree with anything. Again, let me know what y'all, opinions is down below in the comment section. I want to hear y'all's feedback. Who do y'all think will win their respective series and why? And again, And like I said, you know, again, I just want to see y'all's interaction. I want to see where y'all, you know, where y'all looking at, and you know, if you agree, disagree. Again, it's sports. In sports, we agree, we disagree. Sports is a variety of opinions. So, you know, just let me know what y'all got in the comment section below. But all right, y'all, that's gonna be it for me today. It's late as I'm recording this video, so y'all have a blessed night. Deuce.